line. Jai Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rock of Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All right. So, dear devotees, dear devotees, kindly excuse. I think I've managed to get things together almost here. For some reason, I have a green screen for Facebook. Anyhow, dear devotees, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So happily with you all, let us begin with Vandeham, our traditional beginning of the program. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Meditam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvije Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And we did already chant Vanchakalpatarubhyascha for the devotees who joined us on Facebook and joined us a little later here on Zoom. Then our obeisances to you all. You are all welcome. Here we are on this side of the world, which is most of the world, by the way, those of you in the United States and South America too. But most of the world, I think, is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Disappearance Day, the December the 19th, we are Thursday. But for those of you on Friday evening, then this is some remembrance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in preparation for tomorrow. We mentioned about Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, that the Adivas, the day before a festival, we should always try to do something in preparation for the festival that's going to come. So, two things. One is Bamonpara festival on Wednesday, for those of you who are in Wednesday. And on Thursday, it's Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's festival. So these days in Navadip, they were, of course, very busy days. But just like in Kartik, we have the culmination being Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja and the programs in Hapanya. Similarly here, at this time of the year, we have Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, and then the festivals in Bamonpara, which is his appearance place, and then we have now the disappearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then I think, without looking at the calendar, I think we're a little quiet for a short while. And then more festival, another festival season begins. And by the way, before we know where we are going to be heading towards Gaura Purnima. So the years speed by. I know when we're young, our parents and others told us about this. But now we have direct experience. What our elders say is true. At least our elders in Krishna consciousness, when our elders are indeed Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, etc. So we must learn from them and not discover everything ourselves about what happens as life passes us by. And that's why we're here. We're here to hear and learn from the words, the teachings, the example of the great souls, and headed by Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, means headed by Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And in the history books, people will look back and think how fortunate the residents of planet Earth were at this time. So let us be the fortunate section and not the unfortunate section that avoids, lets this great gift of Mahaprabhu slip by, because the gift of Mahaprabhu has been taken up, polished and revealed to the whole world by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very strongly, showing the crown jewel of all religious principle, the crown jewel of the goal of the greatest, sincere, clean-hearted yogis. Hare Krishna. And the Bhamanpara festival, we happily recounting, we have here in Vila Govinda Ashram, I'm speaking Vila Govinda Ashram in northern Italy, and we have here Kalindi Devinasi and her daughter Vaidehi, and I've known them both since they were young. The daughter younger than the mother, of course, but they were very happily remembering some of their time in Navadip, and they did come to Navadip year by year or every 2 years, something like that. They came to Navadip and they participated in the festivals in Bhamanpara, in Hatanya, in Chaitanya Saraswati, and so many stories from them, and happily sharing. But it's a bit early in the morning, it's 3 a.m. So we're not likely to have them. I'll keep an eye open. They know we're online. They know we're going to be online, but I think, okay, we'll keep our eyes open, but I think they have their eyes closed at this time. All right, so dear ones, as Munindra Mohan Prabhu would say, and we are here in their zone very happily. So dear ones, I've given a mini introduction to 2 important days, well, 3, because we touched on Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, which seems a long time ago almost, even though it was just the day before yesterday. But many things have happened, I mean, good things. We've been doing lots of things, having a continuous festival ever since. And today, Srila Saraswati Thakur's Disappearance Day. So, okay, well, I can briefly mention Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Disappearance Day today. It is held in all of the temples in Navadip, means all of the Gaudiya Vaishnava temples, they all have Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as the captain of the ship, as it were. They all look to Srila Saraswati Thakur. And coming from that family is Srila Saraswati Thakur. His one voice became many voices, sharing the message of Mahaprabhu as more and more sincere souls came to him, drawn by the purity of his and the urgency of his teaching. And so that one voice became many, and that many has become many, many voices since the disappearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur, with the vast spread of Mahaprabhu consciousness, Krishna consciousness all over the world. And so each of the temples in Navadip, they honor this day. And so it is not a day in the temple where we have like representation from other temples. It's a day of our. Okay, I'm back. It's the day of our family celebrations in each of the temples, and and so it's a smaller program, but it's an intense program because it's the disappearance day of our master. And now we unfortunately, or whatever you want to say, we have some idea of the intensity of the disappearance day of the spiritual master by being there, present with Guru Maharaj's, Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance, Srila Govinda Maharaj's disappearance, and the disappearance day of Srila Acharya Maharaj, of whom so many were taking shelter, and then his disappearance. And so we have seen, especially when we can consider Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the personality that made the world aware of Krishna consciousness, aware of the message of Mahaprabhu. I mean, everybody was looking to him, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that strong divine master. And when he disappeared, then naturally some big catastrophe for all of the devotees. When Srila Guru Maharaj disappeared, a big catastrophe for all of the devotees, headed by Srila Gurudev, where everybody was devastated with Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance. But everybody, but the necessity has to be done. The world doesn't stop. So the world must go on, and then the extra responsibility of seva coming to those who are left behind in this world, to do initially all the formalities for the disappearance of a great soul, but then to continue those teachings in heart as well as in philosophy, I mean, whatever we might like to say, the pureness of the science of what has been given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comes to the next generation. The pureness of the science that's been given, I mean science in the spiritual sense, of Srila Guru Maharaj has to be continued after Guru Maharaj's disappearance. And then Srila Gurudev, he was the pillar for the whole world to see what it is to be a disciple, and a disciple in so many circumstances, but in the circumstance of the disappearance of the spiritual master. And Srila Gurudev gave that example. And then after Srila Guru Maharaj, we have Srila Gurudev. Then after Srila Gurudev, then we had this challenge to maintain what has been given by our masters and to keep that flow running in the world. And so when the spiritual master disappears, it's a very sad day, but it's a happy day from the aspect of the upper world. As Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj said, I mean, I know just now we had the Vyasa Puja of Srila Gurudev, so we shouldn't be thinking too much about disappearances. Oh, but today is disappearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur. But in the upper world, they are happy because in the case of those who have come from Goloka Vrindavan to this world, they are happy to have the return of their ambassador to their land. And this is direct experience with Srila Govinda Maharaj on the day, the afternoon of Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance, that we are standing in front of the deities in Chaitanya Sarasat Mat. And I'm standing, and on my right, Srila Gurudev is standing, and we're standing in front of the deities at the plinth, which is little high. The plinth means the raised part in front of the temple. We're standing with that at our chest height, and standing, seeing the deities as Gurudev would do, and he would put his head onto the plinth and give obeisances and see. And Gurudev was standing, and seriously he was saying, look at Radharani, look at Radharani. Why is she so beautiful today? I never saw her look like this. And remember, this was in the midst of the tragedy of Guru Maharaj's disappearance, where the whole temple, the whole world basically, but the whole temple was a very sad place at Guru Maharaj's disappearance. But in the midst of this, when as I say, when the dust had settled after Srila Guru Maharaj had entered into the samadhi, in other words, buried in a very dignified way, following the formalities of putting into burial, into samadhi, the pure devotees. Then when everything was finished, and in the afternoon, then with Srila Gurudev standing there, everyone's super sad, but Gurudev is standing there saying, look how beautiful is Radharani. Why is she looking so pleased and happy? And this is Gurudev's vision. And he was telling me, look, you see? And, I can only see through Gurudev what Gurudev sees. And I'm not sure if I made any sensible statement. Sure, I said something quite foolish. But anyhow, we're standing beside Gurudev. And this way we can get some, and then Gurudev said, and then he's thinking, why Radharani looks so happy? He said, she's so happy to have her own servitor back there with like this. So often people say, our loss is somebody else's gain. Well, the gain of the upper world, we have to allow a little loss in our world here. But then there's the chintya, there's this always the inconceivable, unconceivable, conceivable and inconceivable aspects to all the pastimes. But these experiences, these facts, experiences or not, but these things which have taken place, they're instruction for us all, so that we can also relate to a day like today of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance, and the mood, the feel that took place at his disappearance, and with all these stalwart, grand disciples of Srila Saraswati Thakur, who then participated in that equivalent ceremony, festival, for Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Guru Maharaj does tell something of this, and perhaps it's in the book Centenary Anthology, but he did describe something of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance, and something which I strongly was remembering at Guru Maharaj's, after Guru Maharaj's disappearance at that time. Because one of the things Srila Guru Maharaj said about that day of the samadhi, means burying Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then Guru Maharaj, he was describing the event, and then he said when they were filling in the hole, I don't know what to say, well, the hole where Srila Saraswati Thakur's body had been put into the ground in a seated position, in like meditating, sitting cross-legged, facing forwards position. Then when they were filling in the samadhi mandir, the samadhi hole, then Srila Guru Maharaj, he said, I am there. And then when soil was coming up to cover the divine form of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj said, I couldn't look. I had to draw away. And that was this was very much exactly Srila Guru Maharaj's mood that he expressed, was very much in my mind when this same part of the Leela of Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance happened, and they're filling in the samadhi tomb, the samadhi hole of Srila Guru Maharaj. And when the earth is coming up to the chest, I also couldn't bear to watch as we've been covered the last time. We'll see Guru Maharaj in that way that we relate to him in this world. So today, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance. And Dibya Shakti Devi Nasi. I am sure I wrote you a reply. I don't know if you read your WhatsApp messages, but anyhow, Dibya Shakti, very good to see you. I do get news of you. I do read your messages when you write to me. But I'm also not the best replier, especially, we get sometimes a little in a tsunami. We get covered by many, many messages. But Devi Shakti, good to see you here. As you're here, I'm just taking that opportunity to say, I have replied you, and we'll be very happy to hear from you. Okay, after doing. And for those of you who don't know, you can just take a look at Devi Shakti. She's my twin sister. Sometimes we say like that. She served so much in Navadip. And anyhow, twin sister. We won't give a big explanation and purport, just accept it. All right. So today, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Disappearance this side of the world, and Para festival on the other side of the world. And I think, actually, it's a sign. I think Devi Shakti, are you happy to say something? You can share something about Para, because it's still Para time where you are in Salt Lake City. Maybe it's very late with you. No, it's not very late with you. It is still Para Day, and you certainly have been in Para, and I'm pretty sure you're one of those who eagerly helped to distribute prasadam to the however many thousands of people came at different festivals, and especially the 2003 opening of the Para temple. With the day, it means opening, the deities arriving there from Srila Gurudev's home, where the family home have been looking after the deities. And Mahaprabhu came to join Radha Krishna. That festival in 1983, amazing festival with a swimming pool of dal. A swimming pool of dal. Devi Shakti, can we pass the microphone over to you? See if you can find the button where you turn on the microphone. No, we can't hear you. There's one of those buttons there, looks like an old-fashioned microphone that they use in Broadway. Okay, that'll help you understand. You got to click on that button.
Hello?
Hello. Okay, we got you.
Dandavats to everybody on this amazing holy day, holy days. And I'm here at home. I just hosted Srimati Braja Mohini and Srila and Shama Mohini as Braja Mohini Didi's birthday today. So had them over at my house, and we celebrated. Actually, Jayadev Prabhu was here too, so they just left, and it's been a long day. It was such a huge festival for Gurudev, and it was so wonderful, so amazing. Braja Mohini wrote a beautiful offering to Gurudev. Unbelievable, made everybody cry. And Jayadev received Diksha initiation yesterday, an historical event. Nyasi Maharaj's first disciple. And so that is completely amazing. We were all overjoyed for that. And it was a very deep experience, I think, for all of us in the community. So that was so auspicious too, on such an auspicious day. And about the beautiful, amazing holy place of Bamanpar, I can remember one pastime that there's so many pastimes when I think of it, a few pastimes, but this one was, Gurudev's birthplace. It was the time when, of course, it was Christmas time, and it was Christmas marathon time. And I was in India, in Calcutta, with Gurudev, and he had to stop building in Vrindavan because we had ran out of funds or something. Of course, Gurudev really never runs out of funds, but he mentioned, and I don't even know when, that he had to stop building because there weren't any funds to continue building in Vrindavan at the new temple there, at the guest house. And so I said to him, because I had came to India for the festival in Bamanpara, that one where Gurudev would come for the first time to his home place, you know? And so I was there to try to be a part of that historical event of him returning to his home place for the first time. So he had mentioned that there wasn't enough funds to continue the building. And I was just like, ugh, I need to try to help my Gurudev and do this. So I went to Gurudev. I went up to him and I said, Gurudev, would you like me to go and try to do a Christmas marathon and go and raise funds for this? And he said, this is the process. He didn't want to ask me. He wanted me to come forward out of my own heart. So I came forward and I said, I will go to Australia and do the Christmas marathon there, because in the wintertime, here, it's summer in Australia. So I didn't want to go back to the States. So I said, I'll go to Australia. So I went to Australia and did a Christmas marathon and came back in a few weeks. I don't know how many weeks it was. And I know Shobhana Krishna was there. He was still there when I got back, and I gave Gurudev a sweet little contribution. And he was so overjoyed and so happy. And I got to do that. I got to miss that festival there. So I kind of sacrificed that festival. So I wasn't there for that, but I had pictures of it. And Pushta Krishna Prabhu was there, and Daru Brahma was there, and Pushta gave me pictures of what I was going to Australia to do, that I was going there to raise funds for Sri Vrindavan and help Gurudev with the continuing of the building of the temple. And he gave me all these pictures of the, you know, all the bricks in front of the temple there in Vrindavan, and that, you know, we'll get to continue to build this guest house and build the temple. So that is what came to my mind when I think of Bamanpara, that I got to help my Gurudev and try to please him in some way. So that was a really beautiful thing. There was another thing also when we went to Bamanpara one year. I can't even remember which year it was. My memory is pretty shot here, but it was the time, I think you might remember this, Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, when there was a quarrel with Gurudev's family about the deities, about the possession of the deities, of those old deities. They were over 500 years old in Bamanpara, and it was his family deities. And so the temple hadn't been quite, the temple room hadn't been, or the temple where the deities were, which is now Thakur Ma's temple samadhi area, I think. It's where Thakur Ma is worshipped there. It used to be the old deity temple. So the deities were there. And I think they're called Radha Gopinath. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah?
Yes.
And so those deities were there. And the deity room was like, hadn't been taken care of very well in Bamanpar. And I saw that, and I don't even remember how it happened, but Gurudev said that he would allow me to go on the altar and take care of those deities. So I remember we were in Navadweep, and Divya Shari was there, and she had a beautiful outfit made for those deities in Bamanpar. And we went and showed it to him. That was in Navadweep before we went to Bamanpar. And he said to go and take care of those deities. I guess we had went back, or we were going to Bamanpar. And so we showed him the outfit of the deities, and he said, go there and take care of those deities. And I got to go on that altar and clean that altar and undress those deities and, you know, kind of like bathe the deities and dress the deities and clean the altar and put them back on the altar and put on that new outfit that Divyashari had made for them. And I was just so honored for that service that I got to do in Bamman with those deities of Gurudev's family deities over 500 years. Is that right, Maharaj?
Well, Srila Gurudev, he said we can't say exactly how many years, but they say about 500 years. So whether they were being worshipped, anyway, there is some query. Gurudev said it's not 100% sure, but about 500 years, yes.
Yeah, so I got to redo the altar and clean it all down and, you know, and try to make it nice and pretty and clean and paka. And, you know, I got to do this service to Gurudev's family deities, and that was in Bamman. So that's a beautiful story, and I'm so grateful for that service and to try to give some pleasure to Gurudev. And yeah, so that was another story that I remember, and it was very, very nice. And just the whole parikram and walking around and meeting the village people that knew of Gurudev when he was there, and just very, very lovely area. Very, very nice to be there. And you know, the room where Gurudev was born, we were all there. And there's a picture of me and Vishaka and her two sisters. We're all sitting there in that room. And, you know, Gurudev is, that's where he was born, actually. You know, that room in the back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was born in that little room. And, you know, we would all line up and pay dandavats at that room, in that room where Gurudev took birth, where Thakur gave birth to him. And so that was also amazing. And, you know, a lot of people have heard of the story about, you know, Thakur. She was very intense with Madhusud, I mean, with Gurudev, because he was so naughty. And I remember when Thakur was just about to leave this world, and you know, the mother of our beloved Gurudev, and I was in Navadvip then, and it was a really amazing time. And I remember going to see her when she was, you know, trying to pass away. She had her arm up. It was just like up like this. She had her bead bag up, and she was just chanting like that in the air, just chanting her rounds with her arm up like this, and chanting on her japa beads, just chanting the name, chanting the name, chanting the name. And she had she was passing away, but there was a time before she passed away that I went to visit her, and we sang together, me and her. We sang a Boro Karuna Koro Vaishnava Goshai. And I sang that song with her, and I'll never forget it. It was just amazing. You know, Patita Pavana Toma Bineke Honai. Whenever I sing that song, I think of Thakur Ma. And I got to sing it with her. And that was also a very wonderful thing. When she passed away, it was a really amazing event, because Sachi Suno, that a lot of you may know, he was extremely close to Thakur Ma, and he took care of her. Yes, Madhusudan Maharaj?
Yes, I mean.
Yeah. And when she passed away, we had to take her body down to the Ghat and to the where did we take it? I think we took it to the we took it to the crematorium.
Yeah,
and we all followed, and we all followed. I don't know why I'm telling this story, but it's something that hits me. It's connected to Gurudev, and Bamanpura was his mother, and all its pastimes happened there. And you know, when we went to the Mat after we had, burned her, her beautiful form, that, then we took the ashes and then we threw them into the Ganga. And then this is how crazy devotees are. We're so fanatical and we're so crazy. And then we threw the ashes of Thakur Ma into the Ganges, right? And then after that, then Sachi Suno, he dove into the Ganga. Then we all just started going into the Ganga and bathing in the ashes of Thakur Ma, of our Gurudev's mother ashes. So that's another thing that I remember, pastimes with Gurudev and Bamanpar. I mean, if I could think more, I could probably think of other things. There's one festival time there, and I can't even quite remember it so much, but just so beautiful things that I thought that I would never ever do, that I got to do because of the love and affection of Gurudev. And I'll tell you one thing. I just wanted to say one more thing. I know I've been talking too long. I hope I'm not boring everyone with my talking, but when you love somebody and when you're trying to learn how to love, because I don't know how to love. I still don't know how to love. I don't know how to surrender. I hold back so much, and I engage in so many material activities, and I have so many anarthas in my heart still. But when you're learning to love and you're trying to give yourself to that very person who is taking you out of this samsara, this cycle of repeated birth and death. And I think we can all remember when we were brand new devotees, we were like fanatics for God. We were fanatics for Krishna. We were fanatics for Gurudev. We were fanatics for Srila Prabhupada. We would do anything and everything. And we can think about all those wonderful stories in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other stories about how, great souls became emaciated, like Devahuti, we just think how people gave everything, and they forgot about their body. They forgot about themselves. They were self-forgetful, right? And that's what our goal is to forget about this thing that we're in, but you will do anything to try to please your Gurudev. You will do anything, and you will work so hard, you will forget yourself. You will forget about your body. And I remember that I would do anything. I can remember sometimes working so hard, and I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I just wanted to share something. It's because of the devotees that I'm surrounded by, like Srila and Brajamohini and so many beautiful, Sudarshan and Raikishore. Everybody works so freaking hard to try to push on this mission of Gurudev, and they forget themselves. They forget. And I remember feeling like that, serving Gurudev. And I want that again. I want that feeling again. And I'm just so grateful to be in the association of devotees who still are holding on to that mood of self-forgetfulness. in the service of Shri Guru and Gauranga. So this missionary work is a really beautiful thing, and association of devotees is a very wonderful thing. It's the most special thing that we should hold on to in our spiritual life. And you know, it's very, very valuable. Always be kind. Just always be kind to one another, and be kind to yourself. By being kind to one another, that's being kind to yourself, you know, and to our real selves, you know, and all those egotistical feelings and all that jealousy and all that envy, all that stuff that pops up in our hearts. We just want to kick it away. Just be kind to one another. And I think it's a very important thing, and be caring. And I just think it's important, you know, because, you know, Gurudev's Samadhi is the Samadhi of love and affection. And he was so affectionate to us. He was so affectionate. I mean, things that, you know, we were allowed to do in the name of service. It's like, really? You know, we get to do this, you know, we get to do that. So anyway, I just thought that I want to share something. I keep missing all your Zooms, and I'm so freaking fallen, and you know, I'm so distracted all the time, and you know, so I just pray to have those feelings again, and to keep me in association of the devotees that have those feelings, and let my heart grow again, and help me to be humble, to learn humility and tolerance, and give honor to others, and try to grow and hold on, you know. You know what they say, when you go over the hill, it's like a roller coaster. You go faster. So when you're getting older, it seems like 1 year becomes like 3 years. I feel like I'm aging so much quicker because I'm getting older, and I feel like I'm getting older quicker because time is running out. So don't waste time, you know, treasure your youth and utilize it for Krishna's service. And so that's what I could say to the new people. And, you know, we're all so fortunate, and just be kind. And I don't know. I don't know what else I can say, but I'm sure I'll think of other stories when someone else speaks. But please forgive me for my numerous offenses and shortcomings. I'm very fallen. I don't have a lot of things that a lot of other people have. And so I'm trying to utilize what I have for Gurudev's service, and just have a heart. If we can have heart in everything we do, then that's good. That's a good thing. So my dandavats to everybody. Sorry to take so much time. And I hope I could share something of value to everyone. Dandavats.
Divya Shakti Devirasi, on behalf of everybody here, we give our appreciation, honestly. And you know what I was thinking?
What?
You know, I mean, this is not a chastisement, but you know, you do miss a lot of Zooms, or you enter when we're over time, like 5 minutes, and then there's Divya Shakti coming in. Does she know how to tell the time in different countries, even though you've traveled the world? No, but this is an observation, not a chastisement. So with such a track record, I think it's Gurudev himself who sent you today on this day, which is such a special time with these, as we say, as you were saying, festivals. And you've come to share freshly for the devotees, because they don't hear you every week. They hear me all the time. And now they can hear you. They can hear something from, you know, the life of a devotee. So very happily. So I was really thinking while you were speaking, Gurudev sent you this week on time. Well, almost. You were a little late. But, you know, you also said something which I said at the beginning before you turned up, where I also said, you know, as you get older, you know, believe it, that the years, the time, it just flies by very quickly.
Oh,
And pointed out that it's going to be Goro Purnima in a few days' time.
I know.
It's,
And I just want to say one thing. I saw that Radha Sundari is here, and I got to get to go. Of course you cannot buy a ticket to the Dham. We know it's a state of consciousness and da 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 da. We know all of this, right? But my heart was so hankering. I was so close, and I was in Thailand, and I was there, and I met Radha Sundari. And I asked her, and I said, well, how close is it? And she was like 2.5 hours. And I said, well, how much is it? She said a couple of $100, a little more. I was like, I gotta go. She said, well, yeah, you should come. You could stay with me. I said, what? For real? Yeah. 3 times I asked her, yes, yes, yes. And her service in India was helping people with visas. So she got my visa and she got a ticket for me to go with her. And I was so grateful. I don't even know if I expressed to her how grateful I was for that. Of course, I've tried, but she performed a miracle and it was a wonderful thing. I got to visit the holy places and I was just there for like 11 days. And, you know, her and Amir Sindhu, I mean, he took care of me like I was like his mother, like took me under his wing, his shelter. He did everything for me. You know, I stayed with him because Radha Sundari had company at her house. Her mom had company. I met her beautiful mother. And, you know, here she is. She's born in Sri, you know, Vrindavan, and she lives in Mayapur. She's a little Dambasi, beautiful young lady. And she did so much for me. And, you know, the first night that I went out in Mayapur, I went to the evening arti at the yoga pit. I don't think my feet even touched the ground because I hadn't been in India in like 8 years. And I was like, oh my God, I'm at the evening arti of the Panchatattva and Sri Gauranga Sundar's birthplace. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. And then from there, it just got better and better and better and better. The whole 12 days I was there. So I'm very grateful. And I did go to Sri Navadweep. And we just so happened, we didn't plan it. It wasn't timed, but when I was there was no one there. And I got to just tour all around the grounds of Sri Navadweep Dham. It was just amazing. My heart was floored. I just floated around in parikram around the whole mat. And it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. You know, I met Budev there. He took me up to Guru Maharaj's veranda, and I just thought that I was just like in some other realm. I couldn't believe that I was here like that. And it wasn't planned. It just happened. And I'm very grateful for all of that. And I'm glad I got to go because like I was saying, and like Srila Madhusudan Maharaj says, time goes so quickly, especially when you're older, you see, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, so I'm so grateful. Thank you. Well, not thank you. Dandavat. Dandavat. Shrimati Radha Sundari Didi. And to all the devotees here that are present. And Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, I am so sorry to take so much time with you guys, but I wanted to say something beautiful, you know, about Navadweep. The feeling was just beautiful being there. And the few devotees that I did see, we embraced each other with our eyes and our hearts. It just melted. We were just so happy to see each other. And it was very, very beautiful. So anyway, it was a wonderful time. Many other places too. So, okay, sorry. Is everyone gone?
Don't say sorry. It pains us.
Is anyone here?
There are lots of there are hundreds of devotees here. And there'll be And there'll be thousands more when they hear that you've given such a talk.
It was such a beautiful experience going to Sri Navadip and Mayapur. Oh, yeah, it was wonderful. And Srila Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. I went to his Guru Puja in Chandradaya Moy, Chandradaya Mandir. I was like, oh my gosh, how many hundreds or 1,000 of people were singing from their heart to Srila Prabhupada on that day, on his disappearance day. I was singing my heart up and got to go up and offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa son. I was like, really? Is this really happening? And then on Govardhan Puja was at Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's temple there, and went to his Samadhi Mandir. And I was just praying to him and circumambulating him. And then we circumambulated and went to the back where Sri Govardhan has appeared there with Sri Radhakund and Shamakund. And that was on Sri Govardhan Puja. And I was like, does it get any better than this? And honestly, I don't like to enter India going through Krishna Lila. I would rather enter through Gaura Lila because I feel safe and I feel protected because I'm so fallen. I'm such a fallen soul and I'm always committing offenses and my senses are so uncontrolled. And I know Lord Nityananda and Veer Chandra, they're all very merciful personalities. And I feel that, this is my way to enter and it's safer. And so I couldn't go to Vrindavan side. I just wanted to go to Mayapur and Navadip. And that's what I feel my home is. So it was so wonderful being there at Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then went to Paramatala to Vishnu Priya's temple. And that was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, They say that the deity there is the closest resemblance, Maharaj, of Mahaprabhu when he was present. Have you heard that? Of course you must have.
Yes, Srila Guru Maharaj has explained about this and about how it was commissioned. I mean, the deity was made under the direction of Vishnu Priya, means Mahaprabhu's wife. When Mahaprabhu went to take sannyas, then she's praying for a deity to worship her husband. And it was the third deity. It wasn't the first one. She wasn't happy with the first, with the second, and this third one, when she came in front of this deity, then they asked for her approval. And then she covered her face with her sari, as the ladies do in front of their husbands. In the daytime, they're not visible. They stay covered. So very wonderful deity. And anyway, we all have some stories about this deity too. Yes, so you went there. Please tell us, share your visiting, your darshan.
No, it was beautiful. And I kept saying that, in my mind, in my heart, that you are the closest deity that resembles the original form of Mahaprabhu, of at least that feeling, at least that energy, that mood or whatever. And so I, was thinking that when I was having darshan of that deity, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. And I was just amazed that I got to be there and take a few photos of the deity. So that was beautiful. And it wasn't a lot of people there. It was a little crowded, but you could just walk right in and circumambulate it. And, so that was quite a remembrance, nice remembrance, a wonderful remembrance of being there. And so I felt very grateful for that too. So anyway, it was a very short trip, but just because I got to go to those few places at that short time, it was totally fulfilling. I was like, it was complete. It was wonderful. So very grateful. And anyway, it was a big thing. Like I said, it's been so many years I hadn't been there and got to go to Gurudev's, Guru Maharaj's home, and the Samadhi Mandir, visited the cows back there. Anyway, my dandavats again.
Govinda, Govinda, Gopala, Gopala. And Guru Gauranga, Guru Gauranga. And yes, and a good reminder from Divya Shakti also, that our home is in Navadip, the Navadip side. And actually in the time of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, devotees only visit to Vrindavan on parikrama in an organized way, under the guidance of a senior devotee who takes them around, and about Vrindavan itself for 3 nights. This is the directive for Vrindavan. We go there, we will go under the guidance of a capable devotee who will keep us out of thinking mundane things and keep us in appreciation of all the places we visit. But our home is the Navadip side, and the devotees once a year, like after, the Kartik time, we'd have the Kartik pilgrimage, and then the devotees stay in Govardhan, and more safely from Govardhan, they will visit to Vrindavan itself, and Govardhan is the home of Chaitanya Saraswati Mat, and Govinda Kund at Govardhan, all very special. Whenever we go there, we try to, in the Govardhan side, we try to think, where is Chaitanya Saraswati Mat? It's here somewhere on the banks of Govinda Kund.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but the devotees go to Govardhan and Vrindavan for parikrama and then return to Navadip. Navadip is our home, and Navadip is the place that Srila Guru Maharaj established as our service center, seva center. And as Divya Shakti is saying, that Navadip, it is a place where the offenses are not taken into account. In Vrindavan, they are taken into account. And so we must be very careful, and especially in the highest places. And Gurudev said, seriously, when that land came in the center of Vrindavan, Gurudev said, and who will be able to stay there? Like, this land has come, but who will be able to stay in such a place? It's Seva Kunj, the center of Vrindavan. So we must keep these things very clearly, very at the front of our mind when we talk about Vrindavan and Govardhan. They're there for us to visit under proper guidance, and then come back to the safety of our home, which is Chaitanya Saraswati Mat, which is Navadip, the Navadip side of the world. But we must be also about Chaitanya Saraswati Mat of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. We must always distinguish the outer cover from what is really there. And we've just been hearing how Srila Guru Maharaj saying that we see by hearing. Our principal process is the hearing process. And so we will understand what is present through hearing, not eye exercise. Bimala Krishna Prabhu, he's put up a hand. Dandavat Prabhu.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Divya Shakti, Dandavat devotees. I'll be quick because I know time's going, but I just wanted to tell a quick story about Divya Shakti. She says she's still learning to love and that she doesn't know how to love, but she's full of love. And I just wanted to share one of my favorite memories of Divya Shakti is in Navadvip Dham, in the Govinda Kund guest house. I was talking with Srila one day, and this is when Gurudev was in Calcutta. So a lot of devotees he wanted all the devotees to go to Navadvip to get ready for the festivals because his Vyasa Puja and Gaura Purnima. So Gurudev's in Calcutta. So one day Divya Shakti comes running down, and I was talking to Srila about some different matters. But anyway, she comes running in, and she's ecstatic. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to see Gurudev. I'm going to Calcutta tomorrow to see Gurudev." And she's all ecstatic and everything. And she's like, "Oh, she was just kind of really, I don't know how to explain it necessarily, but she was really excited." So anyway, she gets ready to go and leave, and we look down and she says, "Oh my goodness, I've got 2 different shoes." She had 2 different shoes on. She was in such a hurry to come down and to share that she was going to go see Gurudev. But her love for Gurudev is infectious, and Divya Shakti gave everybody an opportunity to serve Gurudev in a direct way, in an indirect way. But it's servant of the servant of the servant. Like, we get so much mercy from serving Gurudev's devotees. And like, I'm a disciple of Gurudev, but I'm trying to serve the servants of the servant of the servant, because that is where the mercy comes. Like, I got so much mercy from Divya Shakti Didi, painting Gurudev's veranda, his bedroom in his veranda, cleaning Gurudev's bathroom, like personal bathroom, things that normally I wouldn't be able to do. We don't have access. It's like we don't get Krishna directly. We get Krishna through his devotees, and it's the same service to Gurudev by serving his devotees like Divya Shakti. Madhusudan Maharaj is a pillar. That's where we can get seva. And I just wanted to glorify Divya Shakti and her service, and there in the Dham, it's very beautiful. So, and as far as aging, I just wanted to share, my grandfather is 96 years old, and he's getting ready to leave his body. And I asked him, I said, "Grandpa, do you have any profound thoughts?" And he said, "I don't know. I don't really know what I think about." So it is important that we do engage ourselves in Krishna consciousness while we can, and make that connection strong, so that when we are ready to leave our bodies, we're not wasting our time. We're ready to move on smoothly to our next destination. But my dandavats to you all. Thank you for letting me speak. Dandavat Divya Shakti, Dandavat Maharaj.
Oh.
Dandavat.
Dandavat. And Bimal Krishna, one of the service team of Navadip Dham. And any service we do, and especially to Gurudev, to Guru Maharaj, to Navadip Dham, that is eternal. So he's an eternal servitor, on the eternal servitor team of Navadip Dham. And we are also in the company of other eternal servitors of the Dham, and we may get a chance next time to hear from them. But we were very happy to see Abhinavasundar and Kalikaramba arrive. But they may be saying, "Oh, good, the time is up. We're not going to be asked to speak," because they're very shy, but they're always coming out with some beautiful expressions and things. So maybe we can book you for next time. And we'll also book Divya Shakti to come on time next time. When the bell rings, turn on a bell icon on your phone so it rings. When the bell rings, come to the gathering, because it's super to have you here, and super to have all of you here. And today we've had some heart expression from the Holy Dham and from the sacrificing service section, and many things while Divya Shakti is talking, and actually while Bimal Krishna was also talking. And so many things are coming in our mind that we can sort of say and elaborate on. But we're just so happy to be in the company of the devotees, and they are sharing the mood of Gurudev. They are sharing what Gurudev has given to us. So we say we're devotees. Let's do our best to be devotees. And these 3 days of Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, the Bamanpara festival, and now Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance. All this can also shake us up to see we must be devotees. Let's use our life carefully, properly, and as we've heard today repeatedly, not to waste time, but to make good use of this great opportunity. So on this note, new and old, young and old, all devotees, left, right, up, down, everywhere, with all best wishes to you. Please also do something extra for Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance day. It will be pleasing to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but also to Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. And whatever we can do which is pleasing for them, which is of great value. So super to be with you all and to get glimpses of different places around the world also, as we've been speaking, and the devotees around the world. And knowing that you're there, it is also very encouraging for us that we are not alone. There is a beautiful family. The family of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. All glories to their divine graces, lotus feet, many feet, yes, and all glories to all the devotees, holy feet also. Jai Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rokhok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Om Vishnupad Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. And Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. And the Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. And Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Tirubalve Titi Maha Mahotsav, his Disappearance Day Festival Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. And all the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhakti Raja Maharaj Ki Jai.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Govinda Govinda. Amra Ashti. Dandavad Devi Shakti special day. We appreciate very much. All of us appreciate.
Dandavat for everybody. Dandavat Gurudev. Dandavat Guru Maharaj.